Welcome to Hot Flash Chronicles, where midlife is messy, menopause is madness, and we're sweating through it together.
We're Angie and Shelly, two caffeine-fueled, slightly inappropriate grandmas who say what everyone's thinking.
So grab a drink, crank up the AC, and let's dive in. Angela Michelle.
Shelly Lynn, am I in trouble?
I know. I wanted to use all of your names.
Ooh. Okay.
Just to, change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We always do Ange.
I say Shellinator or Shell.
Shell. So I thought,
Shelly Lynn, what are we talking about today on Hot Flash Chronicles podcast?
Well, as always, it's going to be fascinating and it's going to make you think.
I literally had not even heard of this until 10 minutes ago when we were talking about the topic that we were going to discuss. So
yeah, this is going to be an interesting one.
I'm wondering if other people have heard about it. So let's give a little bit of backstory as to why we're talking about this.
So you guys, today we are going to be talking about the purple banana. Isn't that intriguing? And some of you...
It's very intriguing.
Some of you right away...
The purple banana?
Yeah. It's not the eggplant emoji.
Oh my God. Why would you go there?
Well, because I think a lot of people, when you say purple banana, that's probably where some people's thoughts wander off.
I have heard of the media that talks about the purple banana.
Yeah. So
it's a lyric and
it's a lyric and a song, and a lot of you already know. If you're like from the 80s, you automatically go, the only purple banana I can think of is from a Prince song called Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah.
Because there is a reference to a purple banana. And
I don't remember it saying purple banana, but she read me the lyrics and it does in fact. And how did it come to be that we were talking about it?
My chorus that I sing with PDX Voices is singing a Prince medley. And so last night we were working on Let's Go Crazy. And somebody actually asked the question to our director, what exactly is the purple banana? And so everybody kind of laughed. And our director was like, well, he goes, I did the Chat GPTs and the Googles, and there really isn't an answer out there. A lot of people have speculated, oh, it's phallic, we're talking, It's something naughty, because Prince could be kind of, naughty.
Prince was naughty, but he was also very spiritual and very religious.
Yeah. And that's what our director said, was he was actually a pretty spiritual guy. So it's probably something that you're not expecting it to be. So because we had sang that song so many times last night, it literally was playing on a loop, like in my dreams all night long. So in the morning, I woke up this morning, I opened my eyes, and the first thing I thought was, I know what the purple banana is.
Do you know what's interesting? Just a little sidebar. Our minds, while we're asleep, will try to solve the last thing we were trying to figure out while we're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my nightly mantras that I don't do it every night. I don't do my mantras every night. I should. But one of them is, thank you for showing me that this issue has been resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's like whatever your subconscious is trying to sort out. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So there's definitely...
Shelly dreamt of purple bananas all night.
I did. I dreamt of the Prince song. And I woke up this morning and I figured out what the purple banana was. And so I'm gonna just do a little bit of the lyrics here.
Well, I feel like if you're wondering what song it is, it starts with, Dearly Beloved, we're gathered here today.
Yeah, it's like a sermon, and it has the church
and then
organ
it's the
music.
Let's Go Crazy. Let's get wild. Yeah, that one.
Nuts. Yep.
So, let's get nuts.
So in the sermon part of the song, he's saying, we're gathered here today for this thing called life, electric word life. It means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you there's something, the afterworld, a world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun, day or night. So when you call up the shrink in Beverly Hills, the one, doctor, everything's all right, instead of asking him how much of your time is left, ask him how much of your mind, baby, because in this life, things are much harder than in the afterworld. In this life, you're on your own. So that's the sermon you get at the beginning, and then it goes into the song that you're all dun 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 dun, da da da.
Yeah.
So in this one part, it says,
when does he talk about a purple banana?
Because
I don't remember anything about a purple banana. I probably just heard it wrong.
Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. Let's look for the purple banana till they put us in the truck. Let's go.
In the truck.
In the truck. Put us in the truck. Let's go. And then it says, are we going to let the elevator bring us down? Oh no, let's go.
Okay.
So what is the purple banana in this context? And this is what kind of spurred our conversation. We said we should do this as a podcast.
She was telling me about this revelation that she had in the middle of the night while she was sleeping. Then she woke up and literally said, "I know what the purple banana is." And I was like, how confused was Phil?
Yeah.
First of all, when you said that.
I don't
First
know.
of all,
He probably just
was just like, yep, that's my wife.
Every day I come up with something like that.
But then as she was telling me, I was like, this is fascinating. I was like, oh, I think we should talk about that on the podcast.
So he's talking about how hard life is. And then, so the purple banana, my interpretation of what the purple banana is, that is all the things, it's the pursuit of happiness. It is finding the things that have meaning in your life.
To you.
That is what that's what he says. You got to look for this thing. You've got to find it, and you should look for it until they're putting you in a truck. In other words, when he says, let's go crazy, let's go nuts, he's saying, throw caution to the wind, go for it, do the things in your life you want to do. Life is short. You get one of them. And this is your chance to figure out your why. What fills you with passion? What are the things you want to achieve? That is the purple banana. But the thing is, the purple banana changes your whole life.
It's constantly changing. The thing that we're passionate about and the thing we're chasing, the thing we're excited about or aiming for or striving to achieve or spend time on.
Yeah.
It's ever evolving. So our purple banana is going to morph over our lifetime. And
it's going to be several different. It's going to be a whole bunch of purple bananas.
Tell them about the elevator thing, because I thought that was fascinating.
So the thing I recognized in my epiphany of waking up from a dream, by the way, I didn't have any drugs before I went to bed. This is just my regular old mind.
So sure.
No mushrooms, no gummies, no nothing. Nothing.
Just
not even
straight
coffee.
Up Shelly's brain.
Just my brain doing its brain thing. So I also recognize that it's not just about the purple banana. A very important part of the song is the elevator. Are we going to let the elevator bring us down? What is an elevator?
I think,
is it?
Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah. And so I figured out the elevator is all the unexpected things in life that life throws at you. It
pulls you away from the pursuit of the purple banana.
Yeah. Or it interrupts it, or it changes the course. Because the analogy I gave is, let's say you're in the elevator and you hit number 4 floor, but it gets stuck. The elevator gets stuck and you're forced to get off at floor number 2. And how long is it going to now take you to get to floor number 4? Let's say floor number 2 is you're 19 years old and you get pregnant and have a baby. You were planning on, the purple banana was you were going to go to college and get your degree. And now, are we going to let the elevator change that? Like, that can't. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Well, the elevator doesn't always go where you want it to.
Making lemonade out of the situation that you got. Like, yes, the floor is different. Like, you thought you were going to floor 4. You thought you were going to college. You thought you were going to do all these things. But what we need to do is make the best of the floor that we land on. So if the elevator literally brings us down a level, it doesn't mean that we have to passion-wise be brought down a level. You can stay at that same level 10 on a different floor. And I think that's why the purple banana changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you don't have to only have one purple banana. There can be more than one.
So
sometimes we don't even know. A lot of us do not have anything out there that we're thinking about. We're just kind of getting through. We're getting through. We're dealing with life. Maybe the elevator is really going down fast and all kinds of things are getting thrown at you. A lot of us, especially when we're younger, I don't even know if we always have hopes and dreams and goals right out the chute. Some of us do, some of us don't. Sometimes life is happening to us. We're not planning it. It's just happening and we're reacting to it. And you can be in reaction mode for years of your life, for decades. You can be in reaction for decades.
Some people are for most of their life.
Yeah. And
where
so
they're just reacting to the circumstances that fall upon them instead of either making lemonade out of the circumstances or finding a way to like dodge them and do something different. Like I remember when I lost my job in the car industry, I was devastated. Devastated. I was hurt. I was bitter. I was angry. I wanted to seek revenge. I had lots of, it's a whole story that I won't get into, but
dark place.
It was a dark place. So if I had stayed in that negative space, then I wouldn't have the flourishing career that I have now. So from the car industry that I was in for a long time, I pivoted, and Jeff had said when I got laid off, because it was the day after we got home from the trip that we got engaged. So we came home from Paris and I
Mhm.
lost my job. So
Oof.
I started looking for work at other dealerships. And he was like, on our first date, you told me if you could be anything, you'd be a photographer. And I think if ever there was a time to do that, it would be now. I think you should do that.
Mhm.
And I was like, I can't just be a photographer, me trying to get to the fourth floor. I can't
Mhm.
just be a photographer, me trying to put roadblocks. And he was like, actually, it's one of the few careers that there's no barrier to entry.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a certain degree or certification. So he said, how about this? We'll give you 2 years, see if you can get legs under it. And if not, you can go find another job. And that was 10 and a half years ago,
Mhm.
almost 11. Oh my gosh, I'm coming up on 11 years. Isn't that
Mhm.
crazy? So I now, if I would have been stuck in that resentment and revenge and anger and hurt from the
Reacting, reacting, reacting.
circumstances
Yeah.
around losing that job, which was a business that my family had built over decades and decades, if I would have sat in that resentment instead of listening to my husband's wisdom and seeking new opportunities that would actually make me thrive instead of just survive,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have the career or the experience or the life that I do now.
Mhm.
So because the elevator didn't land on the fourth floor and it stopped at the second floor, it wound up being the best floor I could have landed on because it made it so that I was able to become a photographer,
Yeah.
which is my purple banana.
Mhm.
Like, I've always loved photography. I've always loved the art of it. I've loved I'm a weirdo. I like the math of photography.
Sure.
I love that it's like you put in these numbers in the camera and it's a known quantity. It's a formula.
Mhm.
So if I had stayed in why won't the fourth floor button work and kept jamming on that, I wouldn't have the rich and full life. I would have a different rich and full life, but I wouldn't have the life that I currently have, which is me living my best life.
Right. Right. And like
So
I'd say we all have stories, especially if you're older. If you've been around this planet a few decades, you've probably had several times where that elevator did not go to the floor you had requested. And sometimes it's been a good thing, like what happened to you.
it didn't feel like a good thing at the time.
No. And sometimes it comes in a disguise and you don't know exactly what you're getting into. I know one of my elevators, floor stops that wasn't really planned was when I got married at a young age. I got married at 20 and I had my daughter at 21. I didn't think about that, but I also wasn't really planning anything in general in my life. So
Mm,
I was open to that. I was okay with it. But because of an elevator door jamming later on in my marriage, which was me finding out my first husband was a paranoid schizophrenic, that was not something I had planned on or knew what to deal with. And it definitely let me off at a different floor at
mm,
age 22, having to file for a divorce because my daughter and I weren't safe.
right.
And it put my life into a whole another trajectory. And I look back on that now, and again, it was super scary. It was one of those pivotal moments in your life where things could go really bad, or you pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you make things happen. And that's what ended up happening is eventually being a young divorced mom made me realize I really needed to go back to school and get my education and get my
Mm-hmm.
degree. And I wasn't going to do that. I was burnt out after high school. I went to 1 year community college. I was like, oh, this isn't for me. I don't want to do it. And so it kind of made me reassess my life. And a lot of good things happened to me after I did school, after I went
Mm-hmm.
and got my education. It opened up a lot of doors and opportunities. So in the moment, it was very scary.
Sure.
And those are the elevator. The elevator can be good, it can be bad, it can be tragic, it can be an amazing opportunity. You know, if you've ever been to Disneyland, they used to have a ride where you would drop really fast and the
Oh,
elevator would
the
open. It was like a haunted house kind of thing, or
Tower of
terror,
Terror.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And that it's kind of like that's what this elevator is like. It plummets and it opens, and you're not sure what's going to be there.
Right.
And so sometimes take the stairs. That's my thought. And
My whole family went on
sometimes,
the Tower of Terror while I waited at the bottom, and they thought I was chicken for doing that, but I didn't care.
yeah, it's like sometimes there are other ways to, and stairs can be planning. Like you can plan a lot of things and you can take the stairs and you can get to a lot of destinations that way. And a lot of people live their life that way. It's very planned, it's very organized. And again, as you're going through one of the analogies that Angie talked about, one of the examples she gave when we were talking about this off the pod was what about all the people who plan and train and plan and plan and plan to, let's say, go to the Olympics to compete in an event running? They're going to run a marathon or something,
Or like a 100-meter dash.
100-meter
Right.
dash. And
This was out of a book that Peter Hurley recommended. I don't remember which one it was.
they talk about all this planning and training that goes into this, and
People
hundreds,
spend their
thousands
whole
of
lives
people
training
train.
for that 30 seconds or however long it is.
Mhm.
And their purple banana is that gold medal. They spend
Mhm.
their whole lives striving and striving and striving. And each round of the Olympics, which is what, every 4 years,
Mhm.
one person gets it. And there are thousands of people that try. But the path of the person who got the silver was equally as hard,
Mhm.
equally
Or the
as
bronze.
or the bronze or the 10th place,
Mhm.
equally as hard. They have put, you don't just happen into the 100-meter dash in the
That
Olympics.
you
Like,
those
you
people
have
might
to
have
work
even put in more than the one who
you
won
have
that
to work
day.
your ass off to get there, right? And if they consider not that they didn't get the gold, but out of the how many people are there on the planet? 7 billion people?
Mhm. Something like that.
You were better at that than all but one,
Yeah.
right?
Who
So
remembers the name of the second
celebrate.
place
Yeah, people
medalist?
don't remember that, but
Yeah,
I also don't remember the name of the gold medalist. But
I don't either.
for them,
That
they
says
feel like
something.
they didn't quite get it, but you beat out billions of people. So celebrate that journey. And you still had the purple banana, and you can try again in 4 years if you're still at that physical peak. But there's only one person
And it
on the
might be you
planet
might
that gets
only
that.
get one shot. You might only be
Yeah.
healthy enough that time. And that brings another layer of this whole thing
It
about
doesn't mean you didn't succeed.
no, it
It does
doesn't.
not mean you didn't succeed because you didn't
Success
get the gold.
and getting a goal are two different things. And here's the thing, most people will argue that it's the anticipation and the excitement at the thought of getting the thing that motivates you, that lights the fire, that keeps you inspired. It's the journey. It's not the destination. You hear that a lot. It's not the destination.
It's the
It's the
climb.
climb. All of your passion and all of you achieving little victories along the way, that's what keeps you fueled. That's what keeps you going. A lot of people, after the thing happens, even when they win, say they get the gold medal or something, there's almost this letdown of,
Oh, for sure.
oh my gosh, now what's it all about now? Because it's always been about that. For some people, that can
Like,
be
now what?
a wedding. It can be
Yeah, we were
having a
talking about
kid. There's lots of things where you put all your eggs in this basket and think, it's going to be this wonderful thing when I get it. But is it? Like,
like when I was telling Shelly, like, because I work with a lot of wedding couples. I used to photograph a lot of weddings. I don't do as many anymore, but you spend so much time when you're planning a wedding. Most people do, where every detail is thought of, and you have all, there are binders of stuff, and you have all of these meetings and phone calls and all of this stuff that's planned. Like, what color will the ribbons be on the flower vases? What kind of flowers am I going to carry? Like, which shoes am I going to wear? Like, where's he going to rent his tux? All of these things. And your whole life is consumed with wedding planning when you're in that. And then the day after the wedding, it's like, well, now what's my purpose? Because that has been almost like your job
yeah,
for a while. And you had all of this emphasis on this important day. And now that the important day has passed, now what? And it can feel very much like a letdown. So I always tell my brides and grooms, you have worked very hard to make this day exactly the way that you wanted it. So I would encourage you to do mental check-ins with yourself and just create those core memories like we talked about a few
yeah.
weeks ago. Like, touch in with yourself, like, oh my gosh, all of those things I planned are coming to fruition. And
Now I get to enjoy it.
don't try to, like, what's the next thing? Oh, now we got to cut the cake. Oh, now we do the father-daughter dance. Like, don't rush to the next thing. Enjoy the thing you're in and
Mhm.
do little mental snapshots of like when you're up at the altar, look out and see all of the people that are sitting there supporting you. Look at your like Shelly was one of my bridesmaids. Look at the people that are standing in
Next
support
year.
of you for
Mhm.
this wedding and really be present in that instead of like just letting it float by because you did work really hard. So if you get the gold medal, it's like, well, now what?
Well, this reminds me, like last month, Angie and I were in Napa and we had decided to take a hot air balloon ride. And
If you haven't
we
heard that
talked about,
podcast, you should listen to that
yeah, you
one.
got to listen to the entrance and the exit from the basket of the hot air balloon. But aside from that, I remember for a long time, I've always thought that would be a fun thing to do. And because it was my 60th birthday, that was like a purple banana to me. Was
Yeah.
let's do a hot air balloon ride. That will be something, kind of a memory. And I remember because we were taking pictures and we were wanting to get little videos and stuff. I remember being up in that basket and very consciously putting my phone in my pocket
Same.
and taking in these amazing views and just breathing in that air. We were literally in clouds, like clouds were surrounding us. And creating those core memories because I don't know if I'll ever do that again. I'm
Right.
not sure. I hope I get to. I don't know if that opportunity will come up, but I made this very conscious thing of I'm going to live in this moment. And there are things like burned into my memory now, looking
Oh,
out at that vista.
totally. I did that. And then I also made sure that I checked in and made the memory that it was you standing next to me.
Yeah,
I
me
reached
too.
over and like took your arm and like
Yeah,
I memorized what your face and your energy felt like in that moment because you were just full of joy.
yeah,
And it was like seeing my best friend like in one of her top moments.
yeah,
I didn't want to lose that because I was videoing something. It's like just
yeah.
looking at Shelly,
You've got to.
soaking it in was like, what a beautiful thing to watch somebody that you care about go through that.
Yeah,
So
it was super like meaningful. And that's like recognizing that the thing is happening, that
yeah.
you're actually winning the medal or in the hot air balloon. It's like, I think as humans, we're so wired in life to keep looking for the next purple banana
Mhm.
that sometimes it's right in our hand and we're not even taking the time to recognize how special it is, how amazing it is in the actual moment. And that's why Prince, in all of his wisdom, that's really this let's go crazy thing is about pursuing those things to the point where maybe other people are going to think you're crazy, and think you are, they won't
And
get it. They won't get it. They might not get it. And those other people could be your parents. It could be your life partner. It could be a best friend. And it's about you recognizing that your life and your dreams and your hopes are unique to you and that other people aren't always going to get it. They're not always going to understand it. And that's okay because you have to do some things in life that won't necessarily always be understood.
mm,
Like when you wanted to pivot and just say, okay, I'm going to be a photographer. I think you probably
that was
had
scary.
a pretty supportive community, but there very well could have probably been people in your life going, well, that's not a very stable job. How is
Right.
she going to make money off
Right.
of that? How is she going to blah, blah, blah. There's always somebody who's concerned
Mm,
or whatever who will be there to maybe knock that purple banana out of your hand. And you just have to get to a point in your life where you recognize the pursuit of your passion,
mm,
your hobby, your career, the family you want, the relationship you want is really your responsibility to make happen.
yep.
And it's on you to do the things you feel you need to do to get it done. And if there's people in your world who don't get that, that's okay.
Yeah.
They can be your parents, they can be your friends, they can be your partner. They you can be okay with them not getting it. And
Right. They
and
don't have to
just
understand it, and
yeah,
hopefully they'll support it.
yeah,
I'm lucky to have a very strong support system in my family and friends. I have people that like believe I can do anything that I set my mind to, and I believe that. Like I'm very much the if anybody can do it, I can do it. Like
mhm,
if it's something, if I want to do it, if I really want something, I will make it happen.
yeah,
Not just because I'm a manifester, but because I will take action in steps towards making the thing happen.
yeah,
Like I wanted to a few years ago, on the Portrait System podcast, Sue mentioned my name. I didn't know she knew I existed. Whoops. I didn't know she knew I existed. And I made it a goal that year to, because Sue is harder to get to, at least at that point, than the president. Like,
Yeah.
she is impossible to,
Get
like,
some one-on-one time.
right,
Yeah.
because
Busy
she
and in
was a
demand.
big name and, always on stage and stuff. So I made it a point to take the action steps to get to, like, when she went to Italy, I made sure I was in that group. When she had some Zoom calls during COVID that was like a small focus group, I made sure I was on that list. And now I can call her a friend because I put the work in. It wasn't like I just sat there like, oh, it'd be really cool if I was Sue Bryce's friend. I
Mhm.
took the action steps forward to get that.
Mhm.
Um, Sue, the community she's built, the teaching she teaches has been a big part of my purple banana for a decade. And I'm grateful for it because she has taught me so much in her wisdom.
Mhm.
And when we were talking about this, she said when she was on here, when people say the meaning of life, it's in the question. The meaning of life is to find meaning.
Mhm.
Whatever your meaning is, which would be a purple banana. So,
Mhm.
whatever my meaning is right now is my purple banana. That is the meaning of life.
And recognize that the elevator is not your enemy.
Yeah.
It's not. It is there. It has, elevators have brakes on them. They have fail safes. They have things that keep it from crashing all the way to the bottom.
Does it?
They
Oh,
do.
thank God for that.
They do.
I've always had fear
So
of that.
sometimes elevators are there for a reason, and you can have a pursuit or a goal or something that can be out there that for some reason maybe isn't healthy for you.
Mm.
Maybe it's not the best thing. And sometimes the elevator or life or whatever is going to present different alternatives. And
But
it's,
are you gonna let it bring you down,
yeah, that's the
right?
thing is it
That's
doesn't
the key.
even a change in which floor you get off on doesn't mean it brought you down. It brought you to a different place than you were
A
expecting.
different opportunity.
That doesn't mean it's bad. So I think a lot of times, a lot of people are so focused on that thing, whatever it is, that if anything varies from that, they can't handle it. Like
Right.
they feel like they failed if it's not that thing. And sometimes it's not a
You have
failure,
to pivot.
it's a pivot.
Mhm.
And a lot of amazing things have happened because of pivots, a lot of scientific discoveries, a lot of cures for things, a lot of just things that have happened in inventions are pivots, are completely
Mm.
side effects of things that didn't work out. Sometimes a successful relationship is a pivot from an unsuccessful one.
Oh, when I went through my last divorce, I felt like my life was in a box and everything was organized in it. And the day my ex came home and said he didn't want to be married anymore, which came out of the blue for me,
Hmm.
I thought we were fine.
Hmm.
We hadn't been fighting or anything. I felt like he took my box of life and just dumped it out. And I was like, how I literally don't understand what my life could possibly look like without my life being the way that it's been.
Hmm.
And it felt like this is too hard. This is going to be like, I don't want to redefine myself. I don't want to do this. And I liked my life the way it was. But had he not dumped out that box, I wouldn't have found Jeff. And I certainly wouldn't be a photographer. I wouldn't have the life or the success or um, the travel that I
Hmm.
do now because he and I had a very different relationship to the one that Jeff and I have. And I wish him well and I hope everything is great for him. My life is the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
And it's because Jeff came into it.
Yeah.
Because my ex would not have been the one that said, "Well, you told me that you wanted to be a photographer and I think you should do that."
Right.
He wasn't that person. So he didn't give me the wisdom to see that the elevator opening on a different floor could be a blessing. So had that elevator door not opened to him dumping out the box and then that leading to a couple years later I meet Jeff and now I'm living my best life. If I hadn't pivoted and if I had sat in despair and crisis
Mhm.
and like disbelief,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have grown to the human that I am right now.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that he threw that box upside down. At the time, it was literally devastating. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll bounce back from this.
Yep.
But look at this. I'm living my best life.
I think it's really normal when somebody just like dumps your box out.
Yeah.
I think it's really normal to feel devastated and scared and uncertain. It's normal to go through that. And there's a certain amount of time, and everybody's certain amount of time can definitely be different. But there is a moment where you do the pivot or you don't. And I think a lot of us make the pivot, even though it's hard, even though it's difficult. And uh, I have seen some people who don't make the pivot. And I've also seen
And they
some
sit in bitter
people
resentment for a long, long
for a
time, and they
long
never want to
time.
be in love again.
And
Which I
or
get.
it can be
That's like no shade to that.
not getting the career you want, not getting the job promotion you want. There are people, what that is I feel like that's called you peak. You peak early on. And some people have their peak when they're in high school. They're the most popular, they're the most loved, and they're the most fulfilled when they're 17 years old. You
Mm.
know, I've known women who peaked in their high school years. I've known men, and they're my age, and they still talk about high school like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can peak at any time. And I like to think that I haven't.
Oh, yeah.
That I haven't peaked yet.
Well, we want more.
I've had little moments that have been inspiring, and definitely experiences and events that were fulfilling, but they actually just catapulted me on to the next floor,
Right.
onto the next level. And I don't ever want to look back and go, well, that was my best year. I always want to
The
think,
best is behind me.
yeah, I always
Yeah.
want to think there's more looming out. There's really good stuff behind me. I'm amazed and proud of so many of the things that have happened, but I'm also excited about what's ahead that I'm still going to discover. There's still like at least 3 bunches of purple bananas out there that I
Oh,
haven't
totally.
even thought of yet. So
I think my struggle, now that I know the banana exists, I feel like this will be a conversation thing that we tap into a lot. Be like, oh, is this a purple banana moment? Or
Yep.
did the elevator just open? Like,
Yep.
I feel like these are going to be code words in our friendship now.
Yeah.
But as an ADHD person, I'm going to have to discern if it's a purple banana or a hyperfixation, because they're wildly different. Right?
Yes.
Like, am I just hyperfixated on this hobby right now, or is this something that I'm finding deep meaning in?
Yeah.
Right? So that'll be interesting for me to
Is it a
notice.
false purple banana?
Yeah, just
It could be a
something that
false.
looks like a purple
It
banana.
could be a wax purple banana instead of a real one. Sometimes it's hard to tell the fake. But I think, first of all, I know for a fact, I'd love to hear what other people
Totally.
think the purple banana is in this song.
Have you ever heard this song? Also, I want to know, have you heard the song? Did you know it talked about a purple banana?
If you are over the age of 35, I'm thinking you got to know.
I knew the song, but I didn't know.
Let the elevator bring us down.
I did know that. I
Yeah.
did know that. I didn't know he talked about a purple banana, though.
Let's
So
get
anyway,
on the purple. Yeah.
I want to know if you
We'll get
guys have
to
heard it. Shelly wants to know what you think about it.
Mhm.
So leave that wherever you're listening or watching. We love to get comments or likes or shares or all of those things. But we're going to do our rapid fire questions, which I love. I'm going to start.
Okay.
I just decided. Shelly, Shelly Lynn.
Yes, Angela Bell.
What is your favorite thing to cook in an air fryer?
Oh, wow.
You asked me crock pot a couple weeks ago.
I did. Well, I mean, honestly, the air fryer is good for crisping things up. So I've been really happy with the results you can get from an air fryer. Like on the other night, I did kind of I was having a weird craving thing. And the pizza rolls in an air fryer, I brushed
different.
a little bit of olive oil on them, so they really did crisp
like the
up.
Tostinos?
Yeah, just like the cheap ass pizza roll, but I brushed a little olive oil on. I sprinkled a little grated Parmesan on it afterwards.
See, you up-leveled it, though.
It did, but it had that crispy crunch. So mozzarella sticks, like things like that, actually turn out pretty dang good
I love
in
that.
an air fryer.
Love that idea.
And Brussels sprouts. I'm going to throw in the Brussels sprouts. Yep. Okay. Angie's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Since we were talking about bananas, I'm going to go with Angie. Banana bread or old-fashioned homemade banana pudding.
Banana bread.
Okay.
I like them both.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't had a lot of banana pudding.
It's got the Nilla wafers in it and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I made some of that, like,
Yeah.
less than a week ago, but I
Yeah.
haven't had it a ton.
Yeah.
I did it with Greek yogurt and
Like with whipped
sugar-free.
cream and walnuts on it. It's
I
good.
did sugar-free, the banana Jello,
Now I want some banana bread.
right? And then I mixed it with Greek yogurt, and then
Yeah.
I crumbled vanilla wafers on top. It was quite good.
Yeah.
It's delicious, but I'm really big banana bread
Banana bread
person. I
with
love banana
walnuts.
bread. Oh,
Gotcha.
totally.
Yep.
Yeah, all of it. Okay, Shelly, if I had a bag packed for you
Okay.
and I was like, guess what? Like all of your affairs have been handled. You don't have to go to work for the next week. And we drove
Ooh.
to the airport. Would you be more excited if I handed you a ticket that we were going to New York City
Ooh.
or to Cabo San Lucas?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Those are both exciting for different reasons. It's like, do I want to go on an exciting adventure and see a lot of culture, or do I want to relax and drink a margarita? Because those both are equally appealing to me. Right now, I'm in a Cabo vibe. I want to go somewhere just warm and relaxing and beautiful.
I'm going to the lake in a few days in Idaho
Yeah.
with my 2 daughters' families. My husband, really excited about that. He rented a condo on a lake. It's really pretty. It's not Chelan. It's a different lake, but I'm really excited. I've never been there.
Okay.
So I'm ready I'll come back with sun again.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it. Okay. So Angie, cultural event.
Oh.
You're going to get a pick between a cultural event.
Okay.
Would you rather go to a photography exhibit? An exhibit of modern photography, or would you rather go to a presentation of painted artwork, but you get to meet and speak to all the painters? You can actually talk to them.
Oh man. I feel like I would go the photography route because I would want to look at the work. And again, it goes to the math for me. Like, I would want to look at it and figure out the formula that they had used if something really grabbed me. Because for me, I see life in photos. Like my whole life, I bet, like I just take visual snapshots or I'll frame things. I've been that way with my whole life. I frame things in my mind and I do a visual snapshot of it. So when I see other photography, whether it's something I photograph or not, I want to figure out how they did it. I want to figure out the formula. How did they light it? How did they, like, what were the camera settings? How much depth of field is there? Stuff like that.
So you can figure it out. Perfect.
So, guys, thank you for listening. As I said like 4 minutes ago, we would love a like, a subscribe, a comment, a share, all of those things. And even better, a 5-star review wherever you're listening would mean the world to us. We thank you for spending your time with us. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you guys on the flip side.
Ciao.
Bye.
That's it for today's dose of midlife mischief on Hot Flash Chronicles. Thanks for listening and letting us overshare.
If you laughed, nodded along, or shouted same at any point, hit that subscribe button and share us with your favorite humans. And remember, we're still hot, just in flashes.